Okay. You call me, I know Gabriella. And so we all decided to come up here, but the farmers down south wouldn't let my father come because he was so valuable. He was a mule slicker. He would work teams of mules to plow all their fields. So they wouldn't let him come. So they said like, oh, you owe us money and whatever, and they wouldn't let him come. So we came up here 2 years before my father, and then my father finally had to escape from them to come up here.
The seasons.
We did like what they call season work. It was like called season work. You know, you work in Florida. When the work slow down there, you go to another state. You do watermelons. Then you end up September. You end up picking apples.
Right.
And
then you go back to Florida for the oranges and start back up again.
I don't know nothing about nobody else, but my boss man got a real good condition living where they live and stuff. Yeah, some farmers is just ridiculous. I wouldn't even invite a dog to live in there.
Right here in the town of Marlboro. My family was migrating from the south all the way to Rochester and come back from Sodas, go back to the south again. And I probably was about 5 years old, and my father settled on a farm.
We had our own housing. I always looked for a house for us, a place to live, because I didn't want to be in that position where it was hard to get for where the kids had to go to school and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
My family did mostly intrastate over the county lines to do picking for farmer once we got into the Hudson Valley. And then we my wife and I became resettled migrants. We settled here in the area. So we did no more traveling. And what we had is we had a house about as big as this room. And it was like a cabin that someone built, no windows. In the wintertime, it would cover the whole house. And we had to dig our way out. It was no heat, nothing. And we lived in it. So how we survived is we put like multiple blankets on top of all the kids. You know.
How did I get out of farm work? I went to school. I got my education as a nurse. That's how. I just got a job anywhere else except the farm because I got tired of, you know, after a while my legs started bothering me. I couldn't get down and start picking up anymore. And I said, I can't do it anymore. So I went and got a different type of job. I applied for a different type of job and got it. And
like I said, my father died at 66, and I realized that, you know, the pesticide, even in the cider mills, even in the coolers that we go into, do you know that those people are in those coolers at least from 12 to 14 hours? You're in a locked up place where apples or cherries is still got the pesticide on it, and you're handling that with your hands every day.
About 2 o'clock in the morning till about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock that night. On an average day. Health issue? I don't know if my legs bother me or not, but I'm about ready to retire anyway. So this will be my 39th year on this job. I say me and Sister Ruth and them, we used to make it fun. And making it fun is, you know, we would try to outpick each other, and I guess I ain't never struggled because I learned the value of a dollar when I was real young, you know.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be quiet. They used to have the apples. They pick the apples, and and you see the apples that you get now in January or February or March or April or June. You getting apples out of the store, but it wasn't picked this year. So what they was doing is they were spraying poisonous, toxic spray on it in the cooler in the packing house, or in the freezer or whatever, the cooler, and to keep them all year long. And it was toxic to people. And we fought that as well. And they had to stop doing it for a while. But of course, secretly, they do whatever they want to do. And so, but when you stop having people like Real Opportunity or other different agencies that was fighting against these things, when they relax or they are no longer effective, then you see the situation and the lifestyle of the farm worker revert right back to the way it was, Yeah.
My baby son, he told him, he said, Daddy, I'm going to school and get me an education because I ain't picking no apples and oranges. I said, you see what I got to do, don't you?
But when they were little, yes, they did. They were out there in that field with us. I think they should get overtime pay, and I think they should have the health benefits. I really do.
Yeah, that one.
Because what about for the kids of the families, the farm workers that are there, and and the employees know that they have family, and you hire them, you have them come, you have the farm workers there. They have to have health insurance. Okay, they have to be paid overtime. I don't see any overtime, and they should be paid overtime. Now, struggled without being paid overtime. He's still struggling without getting paid overtime.
If they get out there and work a couple of days, they will know what it means. Like, you got your money coming in on a platter no matter what. And stay in school.
Famous word, stay in school. Especially to all those little youngins.